I am in beautiful downtown West Bend, and this is the Wisconsin that I love. The problem is that in a few months, that waterfall behind me is going to be frozen over. There's going to be no leaves on the trees. There's going to be no green. It's going to be cold. It's going to be minus something with snow. But right now, this is perfect. I had a speech in West Bend, Wisconsin last night, and part of the conversation had to do with the border. And I'm not surprised to find out that a lot of people all across the country don't know how bad the border situation is. They don't know about the fentanyl. They don't know about the sex trafficking. They don't know about the dead bodies in the desert, the dead bodies on farmland. They don't know about it on ranches. They don't know about it. So I had an opportunity to talk to them about it, and I had a unique opportunity to really explain to them how it's their problem as well. When I came up on the plane, I happened to sit next to two people who are obviously not from America, who are obviously giddy to be here, and obviously, well, what we've been seeing, what we've been talking about, the border. These guys literally just came across the border, came out of the Yuma sector. They had the wristband on their wrist, the government wristband. They were flying to Milwaukee because, this is where they wanted to go. They flew to Milwaukee on our dime, the Biden administration. You walk across the border and you tell them where you want to go, and the Biden administration sends you there. Meanwhile, they're complaining, calling DeSantis the devil, calling Governor Abbott the devil, where they're doing the same damn thing. I asked the guy, where you from? You speak English? Yes. Where you from? He was from India. He was from Punjab. And he said the reason why they had to flee is because of the violence. I said, oh, are you Sikh? Because I've been to India. I've traveled around India, and I saw one of the silver bands on the other guy. There's two guys on his wrist, and I'm like, are you Sikh? Yes. And then we started talking. How do you know Sikh? Because I've been to India, traveled around. We had, had a very pleasant conversation. Then things got serious. Because I asked them, where's your family? Did your family get out? And then they went kind of dark because they didn't get their family out obvious. I said, well, what were you doing in Punjab? They said, we were in agriculture. Agriculture. You mean you were farmers? Yes, we were farmers. And things got very, very violent, so we had to leave. Let me tell you something. These guys were not farmers. No, they were not farmers. And they weren't dressed like farmers. They smell like farmers, but they didn't dress like farmers. They were military-age young men, late 20s, early 30s. When I arrived in Milwaukee, I kind of hung out because I wanted to see who they were meeting with. There was no family there. There were no women there. There were no children there when I got off the plane. It was other young men, military-age young men. That's here in Wisconsin. That's what's happening at our border. I sat right next to them. I talked to them. I wanted to know what the story was, and they told me. It was veiled, but they told me. If you don't think that the open borders is not going to have an impact on every state in the union, if you don't think that the open border is coming to a town near you, you are naive. What is happening to this country is dangerous. And people who are taking advantage of the open doors legitimately, I don't have a problem with them. What I have a problem with is a government that is allowing this to happen. A government that is undercutting the Constitution. A government that is undercutting the American citizen. That is what is going on in our country right now because of the Biden administration and their open door policies. We have no border, an open border policy. And people need to start asking them about that. Stop being veiled. Reporters, stop being, asking veiled questions directly. Do you say that the border is secure because the border is open? When you talk about a process, are you talking about a process of bringing people in? Because that's what's happening. And it's going to continue, and it's going to be the death of our republic.